everybody from RN Talks. This is रंजिता नाथ दई, फाउंडर RN Talks. और आज मैं आप सबके पास आई हूँ बात करने के लिए सेल्फ लव. सेल्फ लव इज समथिंग विच इज an area which I think many people don't move into because उनको ये लगता है कि if we love ourselves, okay, people feel that if we love ourselves then we love others less, or they feel that they are being narcissists if they are loving themselves. But I feel that loving oneself is the first form of love, right? Like you can see here, ये बैठी है इधर. Her name is Juliet and she is my little Cocker Spaniel, and who tells me every day how much she loves me. So I really think that I am a good person if my dog finds it in her heart to love me. From here on starts my journey of self-love. So self-love is basically knowing what I like, knowing what I don't like, knowing my triggers, knowing my plus points, knowing my minus points. Well, she doesn't think that I have any minus points, okay? But I know that I have ample of minus points as much as I have got plus points in my nature. And from there on, I move on in negating the negative points and working on the plus points. Why? Because it is these plus points in my nature that give me the strength to move on from one challenge to another. See, life will always give you bounces and there will always be problems coming up. Well, that is what life is, isn't it? People want their life to be very uneventful, everything should be planned out. But life doesn't happen that way. There is one big difference of being in a school and being a student of life. In school, you have a set syllabus where you have set questions and answers. But when you're talking about being a student of life, that is the time you realize that there are no set question papers, there is no set syllabus, and every time that you think that you have mastered the answers, the syllabus changes, the set of questions changes, and the challenges that will come your way also changes. So where does that leave me? Or where does that leave you? Or where does that leave any one of us? Should we become insecure? Should we become paranoid? Should we become scared, or should we be full of anxiety and stress? But then why? Why should we experience any of these negative aspects? If we love ourselves, then I'm sure we will be confident. If I know, right? If I know what my shortcomings are and I work to improve those shortcomings, then I don't think that I'll be a negative person at all, because I know what my shortcomings are and I'm working towards improving them. And when I work towards improving them, I'm loving myself to the point where I want myself to be a good person, where I love myself enough to change for tomorrow, where I love myself enough to adapt, where I love myself enough to say no to something that I don't like, to say no to something that exploits me, to say no to people who are trying to pull me down, to say no again to people who are toxic or who want to spread toxicity in my life, to say no to negativity. But I can only do that if I love myself. If you don't love yourself, then how will you ever grow to love others? Because loving oneself, loving myself, I will develop self-respect for myself. And when I have self-respect for myself, that is the time that I will have respect for others too. And thereon, when I can respect others, when I can respect myself, from there on begins the journey of self-love, self-respect, self-dignity, and loving others, respecting others in the same way that I love myself. Because if I think I am worth every bit of happiness that should come my way, I think I won't begrudge that to anybody else. So loving myself is going to make me more secure, more happy, and more contented person. So say no to negativity and say yes to self-love. And with Juliet, what should we say? Say yes to self-love, Bubble? Yes. She also says yes to self-love. So with this, I'm Ranjita Nadvi, founder RN Talks. I'm signing off, hoping that you all love yourself and people around you. You respect yourself and you shall learn to respect others too. Learn to respect your privacy. Learn to love yourself. Bye-bye.